Hi everyone, it's David Quon back here again. I'm going to help you in your clinics and practices out. Today I just wanted to do a quick video. Basically, I've met with dozens of different clinics in chiropractic in the health and wellness industry, and I just found out that all the clinics that have that kind of $1 million mindset, the clinics that do extremely well, kind of the 1%, they think about things very, very similarly. There's very much common denominators throughout their practice. And so what I wanted to do is give you some quick pointers about how they think, how you can take those pieces out and apply it to your practice today, because guaranteed you have these same kind of opportunities and everything else, and just give you some action items that you can take on today that you can really implement and really help out maximize the revenue that you get from your patients and maximize the amount of health that you can give back to your patients as well. So the common mindset is that everyone knows that if you work hard, you'll get paid more. But with chiropractic, you always hit a ceiling, right? There's only so many patients that you can kind of see in a day. So you can work harder, but if you're working 8 hours a day and you're doing, every single minute is filled full of adjustments or helping out with someone with their particular needs, what you're really doing is trading your time for money. And that's good up to a certain point until you run out of time. So what do seven-figure mindsets do at that point? How do they think and what do they do? Well, they always ask themselves, how can I work less hours and make more profit? And I was just looking at one clinic, and they're making almost an extra 80 grand profit per year and using that seven-figure mindset. I'm going to show you exactly how they do it. Basically, they still work hard, but they take a lot more time off. And I'm going to show you exactly what they did in their practice to get to that point. So, and let's keep in mind, $80,000 in profit is a big number. That's a really nice new car. That's a great down payment on a cabin. If you're saving 80 grand in profit per year or making an extra 80,000 in profit per year, that's massive for you and your business. That basically gets you to wherever you want to go. So let's take a look at that. What are some tactics that clinics use to increase their profit margins by $80,000 a year? I'm going to tell you a little bit about what North American companies are doing, and really companies across North America, to make millions, if not billions of dollars per year. And you can take that exact same tactic and strategy and apply it in your clinic today with very specific services that all of you offer, I'm sure. So what's the one thing that they have that you also have in your chiropractic clinic? Well, they have a list of patients and customers. So what do I mean by that? They just have a list of people that they can market to. Now, how does that apply to you guys? Well, let's say you have a clinic and you have 500 patients, 1,000, 10,000 patients, whatever the number is. All those patients came into your practice because they want chiropractic adjustments, probably, or the vast majority of them anyways. So the bigger your list, the more money you can make off it, because if you just introduce one new service and you blast it out to your whole list, guess what? 10% of those people will want that new product or that promotional offer, and boom, overnight you'll make $10, $20, $30,000 with this new offer that you might get back. So North American companies use this. They always build a list. They have it. They market it to it all the time. And that's how they're able to generate 30 grand a month, 100 grand, or $1 million just by adding one new email campaign or one new text campaign with that new service that they do. Here's an important stat for you before we get into the specifics. Most large companies make 80% of their money off of 20% of their customers. Now, why do I say that? That's because a lot of your patients, your diehard patients that just believe in you and believe in your product, will buy your products and services over and over again if you can show them another pain point they have and a solution that you've already had for them. Why do I say it that way? You already have the list of people, which means, let's say you have 5,000 patients. That means you have 5,000 patients that trust you, that are comfortable with you, that came to you with a problem and you had a solution already, and they're willing to come back to you over and over again. What I'm trying to say to you guys is that you've already done the hard work. Getting the patient in the door, doing the first adjustment, and getting the trust, comfort, and everything else, that's the hardest part. Good news, you already have that done, which means you're at the end of your journey to make that extra 10, 20, 30, $40,000 per month. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So let's get into specifics. I cannot stand reading out of their blog posts where they don't give you specifics on how to do things, because I feel like they're just marketing to you. So I'm just going to give it all away here. Take some notes, or better yet, go to the blog post that I have about this. I go step by step, show you how to do everything. So how do these companies take advantage of these lists? What do they do? Number one, they cross-promote services. Now, what do I mean by that? So let's say we're looking at your clinic. They go, okay, I'm already doing chiropractic adjustments. I have 5,000 people who come to me per year about that. What's the next service that half of those 5,000 people would really like and I'm authority on? So they just figure out what they can cross-promote. Then they make sure this is number two, they make sure any upsells or cross-promotions do not involve the executive's time. What I mean by that is any new product or service that you offer does not involve you, the chiropractic clinic's owner, does not involve your time. Or if it does, it's to a very, very small degree. Okay? And then number three, the bigger the list of patients and customers, the more leverage you have, the higher profits you make, and the more amount of patients you can affect in a health and wellness kind of way in a very positive manner. So you should be looking at your business and going, how can I increase my email list, my cell phone list, all those different things? Because that is your biggest moneymaker. The bigger your list, the quicker you can make an extra $20,000, $30,000, $60,000 in a month. So what I'm going to do first, because we're talking about the millionaire mindset or the seven-figure clinic mindset, I'm going to show you what 90% or 95% or even 99% of chiro clinics do out there that do not make them $80,000 in extra profit per year. In fact, this is the exact opposite of the seven-figure mindset. And when you listen to this, at first you're going to go, wow, this guy's in a pretty good situation, and this chiro clinic seems like they really have it under control. So just remember, this first example is the exact opposite of how you want to think. Okay? So let's just take a quick example. Let's say we're talking about a certain clinic, we'll call it Clinic A, and the chiro that runs the clinic, let's call him Dr. Brandon, just for ease of use. So this chiropractor wakes up in the morning, grabs his coffee at his clinic, and he looks at his schedule. And you know what? He sees that it's completely full. Okay? His schedule is completely full of adjustments. And he goes, wow, that is amazing. There's no way I can make more money. I'm completely busy doing adjustments, health consults, and everything else. I have no spare time. This is great. I am maximizing my earning potential. And Dr. Brandon notices that his friend and staff are busy, but they have some extra spare time. But he doesn't see how it's possible that they can make him more money. After all, he's the chiropractor, and he's the money maker. Wrong. Little hint. He has currently thousands of patients on his patient database. Now, the day starts off, new patients come throughout the day, they sit down in some chairs, they wait for their turn to sit down with Dr. Brandon, and they see on a wall that Dr. Brandon offers other services such as, one, gait scans. Okay, that helps determine the cause of any kind of foot problems that lead to back issues or any other potential chiropractic issues that can be alleviated. Two, they notice that Dr. Brandon, offers brain core, which is a form of neurofeedback. What does neurofeedback do? Very quickly, it helps alleviate symptoms associated with depression, anxiety, ADHD, etc. And then three, they notice that the clinic offers massages. Okay, the reason I'm giving these extra three services is because I'm hoping your clinic offers one of these services or something you can relate to, because I'll show you how to make more money on them very quickly. So these patients sit down, they see the gait scans, the brain core, the massages, but they just see the ads. And like most people, they see them, they don't take advantage of them, they don't do them. And so the clinic doesn't really get busy with them. Now, the patients come in, they get their adjustments done by Dr. Brandon, and because that's what they came there to do, they do that, Dr. Brandon sees them, and they go on with their daily lives. The day is over. Dr. Brandon was crazy busy. He feels good. And you want to know what a seven-figure mindset chiropractic owner would think? he would think that Dr. Brandon just dumped $80,000 of profit out of his window. Straight up. Everything I described to you there. Now, if you're happy where you're at, I'm not disparaging it. But if you want to make a lot of money and help out tons of patients become healthier and better in their personal lives, then you should look at this example I gave you and go, wow, there are so many things wrong here. Now, Dr. Brand doesn't know that if he repeats this every day, he's dumping $80,000 of profit out the window every single year. Out the window or in the garbage, wherever you want to, prefer. I'm going to replay this story to you, and I'm going to show you how the top 1% of chiropractic clinic owners think when they go through this exact process. Now, this is the example of a 7-figure mindset. So here's the exact same story. I'm just going to repeat it. And then anytime I stop for a second, I'm going to show you what Dr. Brandon should be thinking. Okay? So the chiropractor, we'll call him Dr. Brandon again, wakes up in the morning, grabs his coffee, looks at his clinic, looks at his schedule, and sees it's completely full. This is amazing, he says to himself. There's no way I can make extra money. I'm completely busy doing adjustments, health consults, etc. I have no spare time. This is great. I'm maximizing my earning potential. So everything's the same as the last story. But then Dr. Brandon stops and goes, wait a second. If I'm completely busy, I need my staff to do one of 3 things, or 2 things. I either need to start doing activities that make me more money per patient, but don't require my time, or two, get more activities where I can see patients less, but bill for much higher amounts. I'm actually really restricting my income by doing chiropractic adjustments nonstop and focusing in on that. Because I'm completely full of patients, the only way I can make more money is if I work longer hours. The exact opposite way to think is, how can I work less hours but make more money? Now let's go back to what was similar on the other one. Dr. Brand knows his friend and staff are busy but have some time to spare and doesn't see how they can possibly make him more money. After all, he's a chiropractor and the money maker. Now, if Dr. Brandon had a 7-figure mindset, this is what he would actually think. He would say, wait a second, I bet I could get my staff to do some things in my business that will maximize my income and minimize my time. What could those things be? Now going back to the old story, new patients show up throughout the day, sit down and wait for their turn with Dr. Brandon. They see on the wall that Brandon offers other services such as, the first thing is gait scans. Once again, gait scans, for those of you who aren't familiar, that's where you scan the foot, you see what kind of foot problems they have, and that leads to back issues and chiropractic adjustments and things like that. So Dr. Brandon goes, well, wait a second. If I have a gait scan piece of my business, I should get my staff to do gait scans of potential patients I think that might have issues either before they meet with me, because then it doesn't take up my time, and then I can look at the scan and go, hey, you know what? I can adjust your back. There's some issues here, but one of the main issues is your foot arch is wrong. We need to get some insoles in your shoes, and you need to get something from Dr. Scholl's or whatever the provider is. And as a chiropractor, you can write out that prescription. You can set up a relationship with someone who provides the insoles, and then you can make a profit of an extra $75 to $150, per recommendation. And so what happens is you see the patient for the same amount of time. Your staff sees them beforehand, right? Because you'll know which patients are coming and which ones have issues. Or if you don't, just get them all scanned. Better yet, get every single patient scanned. It only takes 2 to 5 minutes. Then you meet with them, you do your adjustment, takes the same amount of time. You look at their scan and go, hey, Johnny, I looked at your scan. Something else that's really holding you back or giving you bad knees or a bad back is improper insoles. Here's the report. Here's where you can go to get it fixed. Make sure to get that done right away. That will help you out in the long term and make you feel healthier and better. So it takes you the same amount of time. Your staff does a bunch of work, and then every single patient you see has the potential to make you an extra $75 to $150 of profit. That's how millionaire mindset works. A couple more examples. With the gait scan, I'm giving you that specific example. Maybe you don't have gait scans at your clinic or you have something else. All you need to do is create a system and process for anyone that you meet as a chiropractor and notice the pain associated with their particular condition and find a way for your staff to do something ahead of time or after you're done seeing the patient that is automatic, your team can follow up on, and that you can get paid a referral fee for, a residual fee for. Okay? That makes a massive difference in the profit of your clinic and takes up no extra time on your end. Number two, the second thing, once Dr. Brandon starts seeing this and he's seeing all these patients and no one's doing these gait scans, Dr. Brandon goes, oh, you know what? I should get my front end staff to segment all my patients on my database that are 50 plus in age. Now, why would you want to do that? Those are probably seniors, number one. Two, they probably walk a lot and they have pain walking up and down. And three, they would really benefit from gait scans and treatments. Sometimes insurance covers it for them. So one, it doesn't cost them very much money. Two, they have huge pain points associated with that. So they're highly likely to buy that. And this is the best part. Let's say you segmented all your patients in your database that are old seniors, 50 plus. You probably have, 1,000, 2,000 of seniors that can be called, emailed. You can try and text them. They probably won't be able to do it. But they can be called and emailed about a new promotional offer by you and your staff, and that they can come down to the clinic and get helped out. So one, we're doing a cross promotion, right? These people don't know about your gait scans. They don't care about it. Boom, send out an email and a phone call if your staff are available. Just give them a list of people to call. And boom, you'll have tons of patients coming in doing your gait scans. You're making, once again, $75 to $150 profit per person that comes in through the door. You need to meet with them for 1 to 5 minutes. Gait scans can be done by your staff. And now you'll be developing an extra $10, $20, $30,000 of profit off that one cross promotion alone. So that's an example of the $1 million mindset. And that's just one service this clinic has. Let's go on to the second service they have, which is BrainCore. Now, a lot of you may not know what BrainCore is. It's the same thing as neurofeedback. What neurofeedback does and BrainCore does is it helps alleviate symptoms associated with depression, anxiety, ADHD. Now, just to give you a little bit more detail on that, one of the big reasons BrainCore is so popular at chiropractic centers is because guess what? In North America, the depression, anxiety rates are skyrocketing. They're going through the roof, okay? So that means if you have a couple thousand patients that come to your clinic every year, it's almost a guarantee that you have a chunk of patients that are already depressed, have anxiety or whatever else it is. And with neurofeedback, you can charge, $3,000 to $5,000 for a treatment plan. Actually, you shouldn't use the word treatment, just, for helping them out with neurofeedback. And really, so the reason that's important is because with BrainCore and neurofeedback, you, the chiropractic practice owner, can essentially meet with a patient once or twice. You do a free consultation. You book them in for a $3,000 to $5,000 plan for them coming in to get help with neurofeedback. And the best part is you don't have to do the work. You only need to meet with them 2 or 3 times. And then each session they come in, your staff meets with them. So your staff takes up an hour, maybe you pay your staff $15 an hour. You charge the patient $100. So 100 minus $15 gives you $85 of profit per visit. And there's 30 visits. So you make a very large profit margin off that, number one. Number two, you only need to do 2 or 3 visits. 3, your staff takes care of it. So your profitability of your clinic goes very, very high. And the amount of time you need to spend at your clinic goes down sharply. Now, you may or may not have neurofeedback or BrainCore at your clinic. That's not the point. If you don't have it, reach out to me. It is a great program. I can definitely give you the pros and cons on it to see if it's right for you. But essentially, if you have another product or service at your clinic that you only need to meet with your patient once or twice, and the rest of the time your clinic staff can take care of them, then substitute that for what I'm talking about with BrainCore here. So once again, you can do a cross promotion with BrainCore or whatever service you're talking about. Send out an email to everyone about that. give a great deal, boom, you'll have patients coming in. And that would be a great way to make more money and work less. The third service is massages. I know a ton of chiropractic clinics have massages, so I just want to talk about this one for a second. So Dr. Brandon goes, you know what? I'm noticing that my massage therapist isn't as busy as she should be. And he goes, you know what? I should use the pink envelope technique, aka Dr. Brandon reads my blog post. There's one on this. Make sure to read it, about how to increase your massages by 300%. But he goes, you know what? I should use that pink envelope technique, which takes up none of my time, absolutely none. I'll get my staff to give each patient a nice pink envelope with a special half price of a massage if they book within 48 hours. And on the envelope, I'll write on there, I'll get my staff to write on there, don't open this until you get home, special offer. Give it off to every single female that comes into the practice. So when she comes in, she might come in for chiropractic care. Then she should leave with this pink envelope. Takes you, the chiropractor, no time at all. Your staff can do it ahead of time. They know who is female coming into the practice, and they know who hasn't done a massage before. Every single person can get that promotional offer. Takes only maybe 10, 20 minutes a day to prep for that. And all of a sudden, your massage therapist will be very, very booked very quickly. And of course, after their first visit that they get, which is half price, then the second visit is full price. Cross-promote your services, doesn't take up your time. Profitability of your clinic goes up substantially. That's a great idea, says Dr. Brandon. I could do that. It'll only take me a couple hours to plan it out. I can get my clinic doing it. Now, this is the other thing. I'm just going to go to the end of the story here. The day is over. Dr. Brandon was crazy busy. Remember, he only did adjustments. He just thought of all these things. And he goes, wow, I feel really good. I was really busy today, but I traded my time for money every single day. Now, I have a couple extra hours of staff training to do. But even if it takes my staff an extra 20 hours to do everything I said, and between you and me, it won't take 20 hours. It'll take 3 to 6. It does not take that long at all. Even if it took 20 hours to do all this, and you systemized your staff to do this every single day, you would be making a lot of extra money. If it was that $80,000 profit per year, that means you made $80,000 of profit throughout the entire year. It took you an extra 20 hours of your time, the clinic owners or the chiropractors. That essentially means that you made $4,000 an hour. And the next year, you'll make $80,000 profit without having to do any extra work. That's how a millionaire or seven-figure mindset works for a chiropractor clinic. So I hope that makes sense to you, why that's impactful and profitable. What you can do right now for your clinic is just sit down right away and go, what other services do I have for my chiropractic clinic? If you don't have any other services, look at your patient database and go, what's the one or two services I can add that will give me leverage with my current customer database, that my staff can do the majority of the work for, and that I can just heavily profit on, and it makes a big difference in my patients' health and wellness throughout their lives. Answer those questions, and you will see a very, very profitable clinic over the next 12 months. Now, if you have any problems with this, reach out to me personally. This is the video. I have a blog post that goes step by step through everything here in case you want to reread it line by line. If you need help implementing this, reach out to us again. I'm willing to help you out and help out your clinic. And best of luck. I'm here to make you a lot of money so that you can make a big difference in your patients' lives. And I hope this video helped you out today. Have a great day. Once again, it's David Quon, and have a great day.